Yeah, you got all that in your mouth, honey. Hello, you fucks. Welcome to John Solo's Beard Brigade. I'm John Solo. This is little Lissa Gramling, and we are here for your weekly romance audio book releases. There's
You
got to
didn't
be
say it.
there's got to be a more succinct way to say that. I mean, there really
You didn't
does.
say it though. I'm
I?
John Solo and you're not.
Well, sometimes I
I was
forget.
looking forward to that.
Sometimes I forget. Maybe you can be Lissa Gramling and they're not. So
That doesn't quite roll off the tongue.
Well, so I have been, I joined a band. I'm a guitar player and singer in a band again. It's a band I've been running sound for years, the Marquis, and
cool.
they're wonderful. I had a band practice last night, and I am missing my hair. Like I used to be able to like bop along and jam and stuff, and now it just looks like this. It looks like I'm warding off flies or something with my head. It's not the same thing. So.
Okay.
Yeah, the weekly update on your life. You said that your father and several family members.
Yeah, my father, my sister, her boyfriend, and her chihuahua are coming back on Monday. Hopefully not before the narrator D&D, and staying for about a month. I hear.
That's a long time.
I couldn't handle a week. Basically, mine and Nicole, who is my roommate, and her husband are here from Panama City. I went to school with her, high school with her, and I don't know if our anxiety can handle that.
So how many people does that put in your house then? Is that like
8?
8? Wow. That's sounds like a migrant situation or something. That's amazing.
My uncle calls them the refugees.
It's horrible, but yeah, I can see it. I've lived in a similar household before in my past as a child. At one point, we were living in a 2-bedroom trailer, and we had mom, dad, me. I was 12. We had brother, sister-in-law, and grandfather, all in a 2-bedroom trailer at one point. That's where I come from. That was rough. Plus 2 dogs and a cat.
House.
Yeah, it's a bit more. Still not comfortable though. But I'm sorry. I'm assuming that the Amazon deliveries are going to slow down for you for a little while based on the sleeping situation. So
they've all but pretty much stopped at this point.
Let's get into it. We had a bunch of releases today. We've got an audio clip for you as well. Looking forward to it. First release of this last week was Marshall Mountain, Big Boys, Small Spaces, Book 1 by M.A. Wardell, and A.J. Truman, narrated by Kirk Graves and Ryan H. Reed.
What was the name of that again?
Marshmallow Mountain.
Sounded like you said Marshall.
No, Marshmallow. And it's weird because you would think it would be Marshmallow, but no, it's Marshmallow Mountain. I learned how to say that. Next, we had...
Changeling with the Times, Babes in Fayland, Book 2 by A. Little, narrated by Owen Samuels. Wow, they didn't use Zachary this time.
No, it's awesome. I love the author's name there. Then we had Heart's Treasure, Fearless Heart by Janice Jarrell, narrated by Walker Williams, who is also a Texas Ranger. Then we had
Kept in the Dark, Black Ops Operation Orion's Belt, Book 1 by Charlie Cochet, narrated by Greg Boudreau.
Right, Tremblay.
Tremblay.
Right. Yeah, you said Boudreau wrong. It's Tremblay.
Haji.
Next, we had the FBI Files boxed set. This is an omnibus, books 4 through 6 by Little Patty Logan, narrated by Chorizo himself, Michael Dean. Next, we had Between the Devil and the Sea by Channy Lynn Feener, narrated by Dan Levy. And we had a little technical glitch there. Sorry about that. Then we had an audio clip sent in by the little Nikki Russo, one of our very own. Here we go.
Hello there. Nick J. Russo here to tell you about my new audio release, Only One Coffin, a paranormal romance by A.J. Truman. I'm stuck sharing a coffin with the world's perkiest vampire. This vacation is going to suck. After centuries of eternal existence and still mourning the loss of my lover to vicious slayers, I needed a few days of peaceful solitude at the Hotel Draugr. But, thanks to a double booking mishap, I'm forced to share my coffin with Kilroy, a freshly bitten vampire who loves his new afterlife as much as he loves hanging 10. My unexpected roommate is determined to show me how totally awesome being a vampire can be. Doesn't he know vampires don't do sunshine of any kind? Through epic snowball fights and midnight meetups at vampire speakeasies, the ice around my not technically beating heart begins to melt. And during days sharing our too small coffin, one part of me has trouble staying dead. Maybe this budding relationship has teeth. That is, if we can evade the slayers closing in on the hotel. Only One Coffin is a grumpy sunshine, forced proximity, paranormal rom-com featuring a 300-year age gap, coffin cuddling, and a vampire bro who wears flip-flops no matter how cold it is outside. Enjoy.
Well, hell, so do I. Am I a vampire? I don't. Thanks, Nikki, for sending that in, man. We love you to death. Miss you. Although we are doing the D&D session tonight here. When you guys are viewing this today, coming out on Monday, we got the D&D session this evening. If you guys aren't a part of that, feel free to jump over to Nick J. Russo's Facebook page. We stream it live once a month on Mondays. Thank you for that clip. Next, we had... looks like American Dream, Flying into Love, Book 8 by C.F. White, narrated by Pierce Ryman. Then we had...
Okay. Buck Baxter, Love Detective. The Buck Baxter Detective Agency, Book 1 by Robin Knight, narrated by Art Brown.
It's hard to say, because I would slip and say, fuck Baxter, and I would just accidentally do that. The next we had was The Resident's Dilemma, Harbor Medical Center, Book 1 by Andrew Gray, narrated by John Eaton. Then we had...
Didn't you do one similar to that?
Yeah, it's in a medical center, and it's written by Andrew Gray, but I'm working on an older series for him right now. I've got two of them going on, actually.
All right, this one is Taking Risks, Alpha Series by Maya Rush, narrated by Mitch Martin.
Then we had The Midnight Man by Kevin Klur, narrated by Lawrence Sterling Knott. Then we had...
Melting the Ice, Portland Evergreens, Book 1 by Beth Bolden, narrated by Darcy Stark.
Next we had... JFH, Justin fucking Halstead by Gigi DeGram, narrated by Dan Levy. Actually, that's fantastic.
Gigi.
Gigi, is that what it is? And I say Gigi. Sure. No. I'm a professional narrator, I'm sure. Next we had...
Damaged, Unnecessary Evils by Only James, narrated by Liam DeCosmo.
These are necessary evils, I think, not unnecessary evils. These are necessary evils. Is what you're saying. Next, we had Inferno, Drake Security, Book 4.
It's a good series.
Yeah, well, it's Only James, so what are you going to do? Drake Security, Book 4 by Micah Nix, narrated by Michael Fotolola. Then we had...
Finding Armando, Found at Last, Book 2 by Joe Constantino, narrated by Brian Chaney.
Then we had Trade Deadline, Chicago Thunder, Book 1 by Jody Oliver, narrated by Alexander Sindis and Liam DeCosmo. Then we had, have fun with this.
This is going to be a mouthful.
Hey-o.
A Beginner's Guide to Mistakenly Summoned Demons and Other Misadventures. Demonic Disasters and Afterlife Adventures, Book 2 by Shannon May, narrated by Kurt Graves and Cooper North.
Nice.
Damn.
Yeah, you got all that in your mouth, honey. Next, we had Sleigh Bells and Second Chances. Love in Mission City, Book 3 by Gabby Gray, narrated by Chorizo Michael Dean. Then we had...
Without Fear, Cobalt Security, Book 2 by Reese Knightley, narrated by Declan Winters.
Then we had Bro and the Beast, The Wolf's Mate, Book 1 by L.C. Davis and Joel Abernathy, narrated by Sean K. Jane and Javi Wilder. Then we had
Free Fall by Catherine Nolan, narrated by Ellis Evans and Drew Adams.
Then we had 68 Whiskey. That's very close to the right number. By it's a Possum Hollow Book 2, written by Aaron Russell, narrated by Alexander Sindys and Max Myers. Then we had
Doom Magnet, The Last Picks, Book 3 by Gregory Ash, narrated by Andrew Gibson.
Yay! And I'm scrolling down here. It does not appear that you had the opportunity to listen or read a damn thing this week.
I'm in the close to the end of listening to something from Nick. I didn't get to finish it in time. So
Well, you better
it'll be
hurry
next
up.
week.
Better hurry up before the family gets there. What are you going to do then, huh? What are you going to do?
I don't listen to stuff at work anyway. And
Thanks.
this is actually kind of appropriate for work. So
Really?
yeah.
Is it a pizza delivery? Well, anyways, I don't know what kind of fantasy. I mean, there's got to be something out there for that, but thank you for putting this together.
Sure there
I
is.
really do appreciate it. Nikki, thanks for sending in the audio clip. We appreciate that. We will be back next week for, once again, your weekly breakdown of Romance audiobook releases. Whew, that's a mouthful. See y'all next week.
That's what he said.
Hell,
Bye.
bye.